right here on the Muskegon channel. Andy O'Reilly, Dave Cackley. It's a Friday. Something's different about you this week.
I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah?
I'm not a guy who likes change, so
Right.
I don't change anything, especially about my appearance. Keep that exactly the same as it always has been
Right.
and always will be, because that's how I am.
Mm.
You know,
I don't know. I'm looking at you, and I'm
no, I've been, I will say this. I've been keeping my eyebrows pretty tightly trimmed.
Is that what it is?
And I did some manscaping last night
Did you?
as well.
See, hey, look up here. I got a new nose hair trimmer because the other one was getting kind of the point where it wouldn't really work anymore.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing with the new one. It's camouflaged.
Camouflaged like how?
Well, it's a man's nose hair trimmer, right?
Uh-huh.
So they painted it up camouflage. The only problem with it is it's hard to find in the medicine cabinet. I got to fumble around for it because it's like invisible almost.
Is your medicine cabinet camouflage too?
Dude, if anything is camouflage, it's hard to see.
You're right.
That's why it's camouflaged.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, I was a little slow on the
once in a
uptick.
while, you'd know these things.
Hey, I evidently didn't know what a button-down shirt was.
Hey, that's $5 to the good for old Andy here, too.
I can't believe that.
Thank
I
you.
just said that was just a general knowledge. You got buttons on it and you button it down. I don't button. Although,
button up.
you know what? That's right, because when I button from the bottom to the top.
That's a button up.
And part of it is I don't like wearing shirts with collars that are buttoned. I don't like that look.
Yeah,
I never
well,
have.
Because you're a slob and you shop
No, I'm not
at
a slob at
Goodwills.
all. Not a slob at all.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm I love donating to Goodwills, which I have to do soon because we're out of hangers. I know, right?
Honey, we got anything to donate so I can get some free hangers?
Well, that and I need the tax break.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, by the way, hey, take a look at that new shirt.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Ain't that nice?
Back in
Amazon
the day.
is selling Kiss stuff now.
Uh-huh.
And since my mom would never let me have this shirt when I was 6,
That's
I had to straighten things
because
out.
it's because she was looking out for you.
You
Play that stuff
you can't go through
backwards.
life without a Kiss Destroyer shirt. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's all there is to say about that.
The first
All
band
right,
that made
tell
it
me
cool
what kind
to
of
sell
awful
out.
what? Huh?
I said they were the first band that made it cool to sell out.
Yeah. Well,
And then Aerosmith started doing Gap jeans commercials, and
did they really?
Bob Seger was selling Ford trucks. It was
I mean, there were bands selling stuff other than Kiss way back.
no, but
What?
but it used to be that thing where you wouldn't, you were looked at as like artists
right.
wouldn't do that because they were too. No, you got to make a buck. Nothing wrong with it.
You want to see one of my biggest pieces of Kiss memorabilia?
Yes, actually, I would.
You do? All right. Here.
Yeah, I do.
This doesn't actually work, but it was something I always wanted as a kid, and
Yeah.
I found one that is it's symbolic. Take a look at that. That's the actual Kiss transistor radio.
Oh my
that
gosh!
used to come out, so you could get Kiss supposedly whenever you wanted, and it's a little transistor FM radio.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was out in the 70s, it was like, oh my God, I have to have that. And it never was around, but when there was a little record store here in town that had all kinds of memorabilia up, and when he went out of business, he sold it all. And it's like, I don't care what it is, I'm getting that.
That's
So,
very cool.
That's my Kiss
That's pretty
FM
sweet.
transistor radio right there. All right, you start some news. I'll put this back.
All right, sounds good. At least 31 people are dead in the wake of out-of-control wildfires in Northern California. It is the deadliest week of fires in the state's history. The fires broke out almost all at once on Sunday and have exploded to cover more than 300 square miles, an area as large as New York City. Now, I've heard, I don't know if this is just rumors or if there is any evidence at all that these may have been intentionally started. I don't know. I've heard that speculated. I haven't heard any hard evidence on that, so I don't even like saying that as a top-notch jack of all trades journalist.
Right.
But there are rumors, unfounded, unsubstantiated, but there are rumors that this may have been.
I will say this.
Intentional.
I read a story quick before we came on today. There was one couple that got swept up in this whole thing.
Yeah.
They ended up having to jump into a neighbor's pool to survive this thing, and they stayed in it for 6 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine what it must feel like? I mean, just the shock and horror of watching everything around you burn for 6 hours while you stood in a pool.
And you're trying to survive because you don't want to go out. You don't want to go out like that. And
you think the air's got to get thin around you.
Oh,
it's got to be tough to breathe. The smoke. Oh,
that's awful. But they survived.
Hey, seriously, if you were going to go, what would be the scariest way to die?
That I wouldn't want to go on a fire. Fire would be to me would be the worst.
Drowning has got to be bad too.
You know what? I used to have dreams about, before I could swim when I was a little kid, I used to have dreams about drowning, and they weren't scary to me.
No?
I can actually remember where I was in the pool in the dream, and it's the same pool I would take Max. I still take Max to occasionally.
Really?
The high school pool in Middleville. And I remember, I guess I'm going to heaven now, thinking that in the dream. That's what I thought.
Then you grew up, and I bet you don't think about heaven anymore, do you?
No, I always do. Still do.
Really?
Of course. Especially as I get older.
One night at the Orbit Room?
What?
Even with that one night at the Orbit Room?
One night at the Orbit Room, that was, there were a lot of beverages, a lot of adult beverages.
That kind of...
You make errors in judgment. Something isn't what you thought it was. No. I've been forgiven for that. I was forgiven for that before I even did it. So,
okay. All right.
There you go. A video has popped up on YouTube that purportedly shows a UFO zigzagging over the Yellowstone volcano. Now, the video is choppy, of course, and it appears to show a metallic object in the sky. A big shining light emerges from the objects and then speeds off into the distance. All grainy. Nobody really, don't know what it was.
This coming from the guy who was on TV, on national television, talking about his first encounter.
Yeah, and I saw something similar to that. Okay. But I didn't say it was an ad. I said I didn't know what it was.
Right.
Now to this day I don't know what it was. The girl I was with was freaked out by it. She didn't even want to talk about it. I'll never get oh my God, what's that? I don't want to talk about it. and then some years later, 15, 20 years later, I go on the TV and say, yeah, that's what I saw.
That's what I saw. You're a big deal, man.
Well, what can I say? What do you think about that? I know you're open-minded when it comes to this. And for somebody who's never, I'm probably more closed-minded on it than you are, and I've actually seen something. So
right. I think that we're the only life in the universe is ridiculous. I think that our what we know of the history of the Earth is limited.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've probably had more incarnations of life on Earth than we will ever know about. And finally, I think through my crack research and things that I do when nobody's looking, I think that Yellowstone volcano, I think that's one of the biggest threats to the United States there ever was. That thing blows, we're done. We are done. Dude, you laugh all you want, but that thing blows. You know what? When that Yellowstone volcano, that caldera blows, it's going to crack the United States in two, and Michigan will be under about 4 inches of dust from it. And it's okay. All right. That's how big that's going to be when that thing goes. You will be breathing. I will be breathing about 4 inches of volcanic dust, and it's going to be silicate based, and it's going to be almost the equivalent of broken glass in the air, and that's what it's going to be when that thing blows. I can't say it's going to happen in our lifetime.
Yeah.
But when it goes, it's that is when Yellowstone blows. That is almost a extinction event.
Okay.
It's and I'm not fooling you.
All right.
It's
a nice note to.
I'm just saying. Hey, life on life's terms, man.
Yeah, I love this. Is that something that do you worry about? Is that something when you hear about something like that? Like, because you obviously saw that.
Why do you worry?
Do you worry about it or no?
Why?
Exactly. That's my point.
I'm not worried about it. Yeah. I'm just simply saying that is something that for everything that we think is a real threat.
Yeah. I would agree.
In life, that is truly a threat.
And like most things, there's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
We talk about all this stuff. We can't do.
That's why you don't hear about it. That's why you don't hear about it.
We can't do anything about anything. When God decides it's over, it's over.
That's it. That's it.
We're done. I'm comfortable with that. All right. Michigan Senate on Thursday gave final approval to a bill banning local government from establishing taxes on soda, food, or gum. This is House Bill 4999. It prevents local governments from implementing taxes on soda, food, or chewing gum, or on the manufacturer or distributor. Some say the bill takes away local control, while others believe it will help local businesses. I didn't know that. I mean, as far as I know, and I believe this was actually stated, no local city or village has tried to enact a tax like this. It's one of those things, you're preventing somebody from doing it before they do it. But I guess this has been done in some cities in California. So
really,
the folks in Lansing decided, let's jump ahead of this.
I'd like to see the GI standing there next to your kid's gumball bank. That'll be 3 cents.
What?
25 cents for the gum, 3 cents for Uncle Sam.
Yeah, there you go. Come on. Yeah, you got to grease these palms.
That's right.
They're dry.
We got people that need paid.
We got to do. We got to pay off some other people with the money you're paying us for doing this, right. And then they're going to do something for us. It's the trickle down. And it trickles down to you.
Next thing you know, they're going to be taxing those temporary tattoos you get out of the vending
Exactly. Then it's all going down after that.
Your government in action. Thank you.
Finally, Muskegon legend is about to be memorialized again on screen. A documentary on the life of Buster Keaton is expected to draw local and national interest. The film will focus on the star's early years and time he spent in Muskegon as a vaudeville performer in the early 20th century. By the late 1920s, Keaton was one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Pre-production on Buster Keaton Home began in May. No word yet on a scheduled release date, but I'm looking forward to that. I think that's very cool. He's always called Muskegon. He had always called Muskegon home. Now he died back in 1966, but I mean, this was one of the original Hollywood big shots. I mean, this was a guy that, I mean, back in the early days of motion pictures was one of the star of stars. So it's very cool. I like those. You're a big documentary guy. Now it's one of those things, as we get older, we kind of appreciate stuff like that a little bit more.
Yeah, I was watching one last night on potential impacts on Earth, a documentary. I really like that. It was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, is that where you
talked about what?
Is that where you came up with the volcano blows and we're all going to die?
No, that's just from former documentaries.
Oh, okay. What's the next thing that's going to?
This one focused on Tunguska quite a bit.
Okay.
You know what Tunguska was?
I'm going to pretend like I know, so yes.
You have no idea,
no idea, but I'm pretending like I... Okay, no, I know exactly what that is,
I have no idea what Tunguska was, but I'm going to go watch football on Sunday and tip some waitress $1.
Of course I'm going to do that, because I'm an American man, and that's what American men do on Sundays during the fall. We watch football.
No, Tunguska happened in 1908. It hit out in Siberia and Russia. It leveled about 3,000 square miles of trees. It was an impact. They can't find any meteor of where the impacts were burned up on its way in, but when the explosion happened, it just flattened to about 3,000 miles of forest land.
Wasn't that referenced in the movie in Ghostbusters? The something blast of 1909? And they couldn't find anything?
1908.
I think it was.
I just told you the date. Can't you pay attention?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just said 1900 whatever.
Wake up over there.
You said, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was the what blast?
Tunguska.
The Tunguska blast of 1909, right? Or 1907? 1908.
God, I told you 3 times already.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it was referenced in Ghostbusters. That's why it sounded familiar.
Guess what?
What?
10 years from now, football is going to be gone.
You know, I'm not even taking the bait on that, because that's
football is over.
Dude, that is such an idiotic statement. You're so above that. Even trying to pull my
sports,
chain.
Or am I going to just
I got sports. I got the Cubs. Cubs beat the Nats 9-8. They advanced to the National League Championship Series.
There goes Scherzer.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Off to the golf course.
He and his weird eyes are going to...
I love his eyes.
Different colors. That's
Seriously,
fine.
I could stare into his eyes for an hour. I think they're that cool.
Hey, that's fine.
Your
lips to God's ears.
Hey, and let's not forget the Lumberjacks kick off the season this weekend, too.
Yeah, they do, but the big game, high school football.
No, the big game, I get the big game, but the Lumberjacks, trust me, I work there.
I know.
That's the big game.
but the big game. You know what the big game is.
I know, but from the employee's perspective.
Right. Yes. I get it. Yeah. Lumberjacks, yes. But Muskegon, 7-0. Mona Shores, 7-0. Somebody's gonna lose. I'm gonna throw this out there. Mona Shores pulls off what I think is an upset. I think.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Oh man!
I got a feeling it's neither one of them's really been tested yet, but I think Mona Shores has a little something more to prove. Muskegon's like the Michigan, and Mona Shores is like the Michigan State. And that's what I think is going to happen here. I think Muskegon's going to commit some turnovers. I think Mona Shores pulls off an upset and wins this thing.
All right, we'll find out Monday.
All right.
Dave, have a great weekend.
You too. See ya.